Go ahead, Jake.
And we're back. We're back. Welcome to another episode of This Ain't Practice. I am your host, Chris J.
And I will be your moderator today, Shad.
What's
What's
going on,
going
my
on,
man?
man?
How you doing? You doing all right?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Just trying to manage all these podcasts, bro.
Oh yes, sir. Yeah, you a busy man. So I saw the one you and Kobe got, man. Tried to tap in a little bit yesterday. No clue what was
No.
Poltergeist was the only thing that I knew about Caroline and Poltergeist. That was the only thing that I remembered that I could recognize. The rest of that, man, it was like y'all were speaking a foreign language.
Hey, now you're welcome to my world when I do this podcast. So
No, see, even with sports, man, you know some of the guys, you know some of that other stuff. I was like, man, I don't know what these cats are talking. I just remember Poltergeist used to give me nightmares back in the day, man. You brought up some unfond memories, man, of my childhood. But
Caroline, man.
man,
Yo, that was some freaky stuff, man. I love that shit, man.
that
I love
TV
that.
used to murk me, man. That whole that TV and that and Poltergeist, man, that
Yeah,
used to scare me.
you hate static to this day because of that,
Fact. I want no static.
No static. You wild, man. You wild. How's the weekend?
Man, it was good, man. It was good, man. I was off, man. Did a little running around and stuff, man, and enjoy the weather. This is the kind of Texas weather that I like, man. I'm that the hundreds and the 90s, I can, I'm
Yeah,
over that. So, you're waking up and it's 60, 70 and getting in the upper 70s and
right.
80s. I can rock with this.
Yeah, man. Yeah, not so hot in the garage. Like because usually it's a beating in the summertime in this garage, man. But it's not too bad. It hasn't been too bad the past few days. So that's good, man. We got a lot of stuff going, man. Um,
We do.
a lot of topics, man.
Uh,
So
I,
I
I I wasn't expecting to start it off like this, man. Kind of breaking news, man, and you know how the news cycle is, and the social media and how stuff spreads so quickly, man. So we're gonna start out with the week one, kind of a recap and talk about our two favorite teams, and we'll definitely get to that. But man, it's breaking news with Deshaun Watson, and it ain't about his play yesterday. Uh,
which wasn't great.
no. This is worse. It goes, bad goes, it goes the worst. But man, there's a new civil lawsuit from 2020, and this is serious. This goes even beyond the cases that he settled. I think he settled 20 or 21 lawsuits. In the
Sheesh.
yeah, in the prior kind of predicament he was in. But yeah, this is a new case, man, and she's alleging rape, sexual assault. Um, this is no good. This is no
No.
good, and obviously, this is alleged. We want to, we'll preface this is definitely alleged. We're not saying guilt or innocent, and obviously, you're innocent until proven guilty. We know how that process goes, but
Yep.
man, it's another lawsuit. And like I said, this is from 2020. Now the
Wow.
NFL, they doled out their punishment to him, when he got suspended, but there's a caveat in there. They left open that they can go back and revisit this if something new comes about. They can go back and revisit this case. So man, it's not out of the realm that he may be suspended again. And
Yeah.
there's talk. We've talked about this side. This is the serious side, but we're here talking about sports. With as
Yeah.
poor as he's been playing, is this an opportunity for the Cleveland Browns to say, hey, we're going to try to get out of this contract, like behavior clause,
Mhm.
because I did a little research and did the breakdown. Like, even if they cut him, they take cap hits. He's due $130 million guaranteed left on his contract, and
Say
he
like 130 million guaranteed.
130 million guaranteed. He's due.
Yikes.
Yeah. So check
Yikes.
this out. So if say they found a way to get out of out of his contract, there's still a dead cap hit. So in terms of football terms, that's against the salary cap. So next year it's 76 million. The year after that
Wow.
it's 72 million, and then the third year it's like 26 million. So that's how much of cap space he would take. Um, so let's just say they have a cap of $200 million for the whole team. He would
Mhm.
eat up 76 million that, and
Man,
yeah, that's the guy that's not even playing for you.
not even playing for you.
Yeah,
Oh, what a conundrum.
yeah, man.
Why would they even agree to something like that? Because when they signed him, he was kind of going through all this.
Yeah, but you know how the NFL is. If you don't have a quarterback, you're not winning.
Facts.
And they were looking at because he was a top 5 before all this happened. When he was down in Houston, he was a top 5 quarterback. He
Right.
was doing it all, man, through the air.
Yeah. Well, his legs on
Running
the ground.
game.
Yeah.
He was had DeAndre Hopkins there with him. Like he was balling out. Like he was looking like a future Hall of Fame quarterback.
Right.
And then just like that, man.
Just like that.
Off the field stuff, and then I think it's coming back to bite him too. How he forced his way out of Houston.
Yeah,
that wasn't necessarily, and we're not privy to everything that was going on behind the scenes. Maybe he just wanted a fresh start, which
right.
But man, this is just it's a bad look. It's really, really a bad look.
That's a terrible look, man. And I hear about situations like this, and I'm like, but Colin Kaepernick couldn't get a job. You know what I mean? Like back when all that stuff was going on. Now he's he's too old. I mean, he's not too old now, but he's been out of the league for way too long now. But I'm just like, man, it's been like, what did you say it was 20 counts?
They're 20 or 21, and then this might be 21 or 22, man.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I can't say anybody would have even taken a risk on this guy. I mean, Baker Mayfield was the quarterback in Cleveland, and he wasn't trash. Not to me. He was above average. I don't know. I mean, you know this stuff better than I do. What do you think?
I would not have touched it because you've got, and they brought up the case. Kobe had his case, rest his soul, but we're talking sport. He had his case back in the day, and he was flying. He was using a Lakers plane, and he was flying from LA to Colorado for the case, and then he would fly back and play in the game. And they were like, "There's no way in this day and age now, like that would happen." Like, it was just a different period of time. And again, obviously, innocent until proven guilty, but you wouldn't be able to do those things, and the outrage and everything that would come along with that. You wouldn't be able to do that. So
yeah, those days are over.
I would not have went after Watson, just because of everything that was going on.
Yeah, definitely not him.
No,
of all people, you know what I mean. So, and I was indifferent when he got his bag too. I was like, usually I'm happy when these players get their bags because the NFL is a tough league, and they don't pay you a whole lot compared to other sports. You know what I mean? And with him, I was like, because it's so many. You know what I mean? And now it came up.
Right.
It's a bad look, dude.
It is 100%, man.
Yeah. So, and he's not playing lights out. I mean, Flacco played better than he did last season.
And man, remember we were watching him 3D at the spot, man. He was killing.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. So yeah, man. So what do you think happens next with Deshaun Watson?
Man.
Like, and not with the court case, but what do you think the team is gonna do?
I think they're kind of going to play it by ear, see what investigations come about, and see what whether the NFL gets involved or because this is a bad look all the way around. They always talk about tarnishing the shield and all of that type of stuff, but this is a bad look, man. It's a bad look for all the way around. And who else it looks bad? That general manager, and obviously he had the owner's blessing.
He did.
But to make that move and acquire him, because the owner's the ones that got to pay that salary and give up the draft compensation for him. So somebody signed off on it.
Somebody did. And we got our first comment here from your brother Will. He said some teams look past that stuff to win.
Yeah.
But when they do, something like this can come back and bite them in the rear.
Especially when you ain't winning. Cleveland's not winning.
They're not.
They did go to the playoffs, and we talked about that, but it seems like some of that was in spite of him because he wasn't the guy down the stretch. He got hurt. And there were some games in the regular season where homie was balling out, and like I remember a game in Baltimore, like man, he was single-handedly like putting him in position to win that game. I remember it was in Baltimore. He was balling out. So like the talent's there, but those guys which when something happens and you're just like, man, this is just not going to work out. Like this person's jinx or this situation's jinx. That's what it feels like with Deshaun Watson. Like you can't have like that many cases And
Yep.
let's just say he's innocent of all of them. He just got so much going on, so much negativity going on. It's just hard to like to bounce back from something like that. So
Yeah, I feel you. And he's been injured, most of his time there. Well, I want to say most of the time that he could be active there,
mhm.
he's been injured, so because he was suspended when he got there, right? When he got there, and then he got suspended.
Yeah, when he got there, he had to serve the suspension because if
Right.
I remember correctly, when he was down in Houston, he was on like administrative leave, or you know what I mean. It was kind of like until we get some clarity on the situation, you stay away from the complex, and and then obviously they were trying to work out the trade and all that different type of stuff. So yeah, he had to serve a suspension if I memory serves me correctly when he got to Cleveland. So
Right.
it's a bad look, man.
It is. It is. Well, hopefully everything works out for everybody involved. Yeah, I don't know, man. With the smoke, there's fire. That's
That's
all.
kind of how I see it, and not to get again, but like, because if he did do this stuff, football shouldn't even be the issue. You know what I mean? He shouldn't even be
Right.
playing football. He got bigger issues. He should be in handcuffs if he's doing this type of stuff. He's
Yep.
allegedly again being accused of doing. So
Right. Right. And you said this is now this is a different suit than the other ones, right? So like,
this,
were they all civil suits or like?
I believe they were all civil suits.
Okay. Okay.
And I think he settled all of them. There might have been one that was hanging out there. But
Mm.
yeah, it's a bad look, man.
Yeah. Kind of like how that jersey's a bad look on you. Um.
Wow.
So do you?
Really? If my memory serves me correctly, there's only one of us that's won a Super Bowl rocking these jerseys, and I know who it isn't. So.
Look, we don't have to see. Now you're talking about old stuff.
Oh, okay.
You live, you living in the past. I'm
I
living
know,
in the
right?
now.
Right.
What it was? Agree.
What a
He agrees with me.
take number 2. Okay.
So you want to go ahead and segue over, man?
Yeah, man. We go ahead and segue since we
Let us
we
know
talk,
your thoughts also in the comments about that whole situation.
yeah, man. So since we talking about my jersey, man, we go ahead and talk about the future Super Bowl champions, man. They kicked off.
Oh, what?
Wow, yeah.
For what? Hold up, man. I hope they can hear that laughter. Yeah, just in case y'all couldn't hear it clearly.
No, they couldn't hear that mess.
Oh, wow.
Nah, man, but man, we kicked off our season in Brazil on Friday against Green Bay. It was a pretty good game. I can't front. We were
Man.
texting, chopping it up, but I wasn't pleased with how we looked. Jalen Hurts was taking too many risks, man. Bad interceptions, throwing that first one, man. I thought he was blindfolded. I'm like, man, who are you throwing that to? Like, were you
You
even?
know it will. You
Yeah,
know it. Sorry.
purple pride.
It looked like he was unsure about the offense. Did he get a new coordinator? You got a new coordinator, right?
100%. He got Kellen Moore, who used to be the Cowboys offensive coordinator.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
really? Okay.
yeah.
Okay. It looked like it looked like he was unsure what to do. At least at the start of the game. And then I just saw a lot of bad, like you said, a lot of bad decisions out there. And what was up the field?
Yeah, I don't know. They were like the field was mixed with turf and something else that the soccer players use. It looked slick to me because
It
like
did.
Saquon Barkley. Because remember, I went because I had gotten off work and I went to get some food, and then you were hitting me talking junk, and I'm like, man, we're turning the ball over already. And by the time I had just ran up the street, by the time I got
Twice.
home, you were like, man, 2 turnovers. I'm like, come on, man, we still in
Y'all
this mess already.
already. I mean, one was on him and there was a fumble, right?
There was
I
like a
like,
botch
and
fumble, and see that the center is the Cam Jurgens. He's replacing Jason Kelsey. So
oh,
yeah,
a
you see what I'm
legend.
saying? So
Yeah,
like
Hall of Famer.
it's a lot going on. You're learning, got a new offensive coordinator, like you just said, future Hall of Fame center that's been, he's been the anchor of that offensive line for decade or whatever the case is,
Right,
longer. So it's
right.
it's a whole different it's just gonna take some time, but man, it was just giving me flashbacks of last year, man, after going 10-1 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That's what we were doing every week. 2-3 turnovers, interceptions, fumbles, you name it. So
Yeah, it was an ugly 10-1, and then it came back to bite you in the ass.
it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I was happy with Saquon Barkley, man. He balled out.
Man.
That
Balled out.
acquisition is, man. But what did he have? 3 touchdowns, was it?
Don't get me lying. I think it was 3 though.
Okay, and then I think 132 all-purpose yards between running and receiving. I mean, because he caught that first touchdown was like a wheel route where he came out of the backfield, ran up the sideline, and unless you got a fast, like if you got a linebacker trying to cover him, forget it. Like that's just not going to happen. And he can outrun some of those DBs and stuff. So
yeah,
he's a cheat code.
Yeah, definitely, man. I was upset when you guys picked him up because I knew he was going to be a problem.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to be a problem, man. And hopefully he keeps doing what he does. But they got to get that offense figured out. But I mean, we talk like they lost the game. I mean, they won the game.
That's the problem. But that's what reminds me of last year, man. I remember even because I listened to Philly Sports Talk during the football season, and they were talking about it earlier. They're like, man, I'm not falling for this trap again. Last year we were like, man, they won. They're 10-1. But people were like, man, it doesn't feel like they won.
Right.
It's just kind of the same. Like this feels like they won. Don't get me wrong, but I see the holes on the team. I see the roster that's certain areas where they got to work on. But again, it's week 1, and we know they don't play a whole lot in preseason. So it's kind of like early games in the season are like how the old preseason games used to be, where they put in work and they played. So as long as they can kind of get through but get through these games and win them and, get better, that's going to be the key. But like the defense, they were getting no pressure from the defensive end position.
Right.
None. Right. They got a free agent they got from the Jets. He's slipping my name right now, but they paid a lot of money for him. Got Josh Sweat on the other side, Brandon Graham, BG. They weren't getting any pressure from their defensive ends. It was like the push was coming from Davis and Jalen Carter, and then the linebackers, which the Eagles linebackers have been suspect over the last few years. They were actually out there making plays. So
that's a good sign.
That it is. Now we need to get from their edge rushers, because the guy they got from the Jets, and they paid him a lot of money
to do nothing.
To do nothing. He did with.
Oh man. Well, I think I lost in the last part. What'd you say in the last part?
I said that defensive end, he performed just like you and I did, man. We did nothing. We just watched. He just watched. That's all he did. He just had better view than we did.
You stupid. He had a field pass.
Man, dude had a field pass, man. Jersey on and everything. Made no plays.
They made no plays.
No plays.
Oh man, coach is getting into him, man. So
bro, they're pulling up film like, man, can you explain yourself here?
What happened?
What happened?
Oh man, but there's got to be there are a lot of miscues around the league.
Facts.
Facts. On both sides of the ball, like you said, they're not really putting that work in the preseason. So, and a lot of people kept getting hit with that illegal procedure call, which was just like, with illegal formation.
The formation, guys moving at the same time, guys not set when they get ready to snap the ball. And that, what that is? Those are timing plays and timing routes.
Right.
And you're not playing a lot in the preseason, so you're going to see more and more of that. And I think, and we were texting about that, I think the NFL, like the rules committee, they started to tighten up on some of that stuff too, some of those formations that are being ran. So,
okay, good on them. Good on them. Yeah, because I know the tush push, that shouldn't even be allowed. So
I'm gonna be honest with you, I hate that play, but I only like it when it works.
Right.
Just being real. I only like it when it works, but I hate that play. I'm like, man, you went and signed Saquon. You gave him all that bread. Like, man, let him go ahead and get that yard. But then when they get it, I'm like, yes.
Right. Well, of course. Yeah. Of course. You get it a lot too. You get it a lot because Hurts, his legs are so strong. I mean, he's right there with Barkley. I think he got a. Can he squat more?
I think Hurts can squat. I believe Hurts. He squat like 650 pounds. It's something absurd, man. Like, why would you want to put the pressure on your knees? My knee hurts just even thinking about that.
Yeah, same. I'm like, why? but I mean, you need to. You know what I mean? You got to have
You
those
got
lower extremities. Got to be strong. You got
Bro,
to have the
I was
leg
on
strength.
the leg extension machine, man. I was doing like 75 on there, man. I started getting pain in my knee. I'm like, nah, go ahead and drop this back down. Like, this
It's-
ain't it.
you were doing one leg. Please tell me you're doing one leg at a time. It's
That
at
was
75. Oh,
no, it wasn't two legs. It was one. But hey, man, my knee wasn't feeling right, man. I'm like, nah, this ain't it.
oh my God. That's hilarious. So we got Papa Jones. He said the Giants should be indicted for arrogance and very poor decision. Please discuss Tyreek. Yeah, we'll get to
Yeah,
that.
we're definitely gonna get to Tyreek, but yeah, but what let's go ahead and segue into your Vikings, man. They played a Bad News Bears Pop Warner team yesterday.
Look, I tell you what, I was not expecting that. I don't care. Like I knew with the Giants. I knew that they're not great, but I was not expecting that because like I could never get his name right.
Sam
Sam
Darnold.
Darnold. Yeah, Sam Darnold. Like I didn't trust him, but man, he balled out. He balled
did.
out, and so did Jones that we picked up from Green Bay.
Aaron
running
Jones,
back.
yeah,
Eric
man.
Jones.
Hey, he was hitting that hole, man. Pause. He was man, he was making moves, man. They were blocking for him.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was get good on him, man. There was, the offensive line, they look kind of weak at times, but
Mhm.
but again, a lot of that is just timing and all of that stuff. So I get it. Sometimes like Sam Arnold, he was getting or Darnold, whatever the fuck his name is. Sorry. He was getting like he was getting hurried, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like it kind of collapsed on him. But yeah, man. It gives me hope, which I kind of didn't want. Kind of didn't want hope. You know what I mean? Like just give
I
me
want
what
you Vikings fans that hope and then agony at the end. So no,
I know.
I want Sam Darnold to keep playing. He's not gonna play like how I think he completed like 80% of his passes
Yeah.
yesterday. Something wild, man. It's just if he played the Giants every week, he'd win MVP. He'd win comeback player of the year, MVP, everything. But
anybody would.
them dudes is man, and you see their own fans is booing them.
Booing them already.
The players is getting mad and like, man, I don't respect that. And I'm like, they don't respect your play. So
Yeah.
you got something in common.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if you play like trash, they're gonna boo you. It's New York.
You're in New York. You hit it right on the head, bro. You're in New York, and you guys were trash last year too. So like,
right. And you paid that quarterback all that money. I don't think he's the guy.
well, no, he's not. And their first round pick, the wide receiver Malik Neighbors. I don't know if you paid attention to him. He's nice. Yeah,
he's very nice.
He's certified baller. They were asking him after the game, and he was like, they were like, well, what was going on? And he was like, man, I don't know what was going on back there. He's talking about the quarterback position. I'm like, man, you just gonna throw your quarterback under the bus already? Your
right.
first NFL game?
You can't do that after you got the number unretired and everything. And you get what happened? What do you mean what happened?
Right. Right.
Yo, I don't think he's the guy, man. And I thought that was a risky move that they made when they paid him because I know he tore his ACL last season. I think in November or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And even before that, I didn't see much out of him. So then
he made his name how he ended up, he was starting to run a lot, right? And then he was at Duke. And Peyton Manning was kind of vouching for him because the old head coach David Cutcliffe at Duke used to be Peyton Manning's. I think he was the offensive coordinator when Peyton Manning played at Tennessee College Volunteers. So Peyton Manning was vouching for him. Stuff, dude ain't it. He's just Daniel Jones. He's not it. And I think the Giants felt like they were stuck because they paid him all that money.
Right.
He's not going to be there next year.
He's out.
No, he's gone.
They're gonna trade him or
no? They'll cut him.
Dang.
They'll cut. No, they'll be in the draft. You might see Deion Sanders' son there, somebody, but no, or Carson Beck down to Georgia or one of those cats. But he's gone.
Wow. Okay. Bold prediction.
That's my prediction, man. Bold prediction. So
okay. I could dig it. Speaking of which, I know this isn't part of the deal. When you mentioned Deion Sanders' son,
Yeah,
uh, do
Shador
you?
Sanders.
Yeah, Shador Sanders. Do you still think he's gonna go high in the draft? I mean, they
He
just
will.
got smashed by Nebraska. Um,
He
like
will.
what would? Okay,
I
okay,
think it's going to come down. They have the combines, like your pro day. They'll have the pro day at Colorado, where all the teams will come there and watch him work out, and then at the combine in Indianapolis. And then he'll go and visit teams because the NFL, like the GMs, the scouts, they're not dumb. Like they can see, you can see talent, and then you can see like if it's being held back because of like his offensive line is trash. They
they
don't
are.
run the ball. The offensive line is horrible. He holds on to the ball too long to compensate for that. And I know we're kind of getting off
Yeah,
topic, but this is on Deion Sanders. Like he got there his first year,
right.
and then he basically kicked, told a lot of guys on the team, like he made a comment. He's like, I'm bringing my own luggage, and it's Louis. Well, that Louis
Yeah.
Vuitton ain't. It might be Burlington Coat Factory luggage because it ain't hitting. Those cats is not hitting. They are not balling. So unless Burlington's
No.
selling Louis, man, I don't know, man. You might want to get you a refund, but
Why would they get you?
that's not it, man. And Deion, so
Oh my God.
he's Deion Sanders,
Yeah,
arguably the greatest cornerback of all time, and you name top 10 football players of all time, he's going to be in that discussion. So
he's in it.
he's got
Yeah,
a flair to him, and some people it rubs some of them the wrong way, so they want to see him lose.
right.
And
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
they
Everybody
got
wants
they
to
got
lose.
smacked. Nebraska smacked them around. Nebraska, they
Yeah,
started a Dylan Raiola, a true freshman quarterback. He balled out, and see they asked
yeah.
Shador, the kind of difference between him and Raiola, and he was basically saying like, he wasn't getting touched. Raiola was able to, make it, so he kind of threw his own offensive line
Damn.
under the bus. So it's gonna be a repeat, man. But to get back to your original question, as long as he's not injured, he's gonna put up numbers because they're gonna play some teams that they can beat up on, and then there's gonna be some games where he's gonna ball out, against some real stiff competition. But he'll
Right.
he'll be in him. I think he'll be a top ten pick, and how teams are starving for quarterbacks in the National Football League. So there's a lot of teams in the
Oh yeah.
NFL that don't have good quarterbacks. So
Right.
you see 2 or 3 teams at the top, and they need a quarterback. They'll go get them.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, I feel that. I feel that. I mean, the Vikings are one of them. I know that Darnold did what he did, but like the big homie said, I just hope the real Sam Darnold does not show up. You
Yeah.
know what I
Well,
mean?
and then remember, y'all got JJ McCarthy, who you just spent a first round pick on too. So
Yeah,
he
was it a non-contact injury when he got hurt?
I think so. I think
Come
he
on.
slid, if I remember correctly. I think he was sliding, like may play scrambling, slid and
Mm.
hurt his knee, I believe. So
Cut him tonight.
cut him.
But it was it was good to go back on the Vikings. It was good to see them, start off with a win, a very convincing win at that. And Addison went down, so there's some concern there. Have you heard any news about him?
Haven't heard any news about him, like as far as and injuries, and we'll kind of segue into that. But like Jordan Love's the only one I saw. He's out 3 to 4 weeks with that MCL sprain. That was right at the end of the game too,
It
man. That's a
was.
tough way to get an injury. So
And he had to be in because the game
yeah,
was fairly close at the so I mean you needed him in there. Yeah, yeah. I hated to see that, man. I like Jordan Love, so he just got a bag too, didn't he?
oh yeah, that's why these guys need to get their money in the NFL.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's exactly why they need to get their money.
Yeah, agree, man, agree.
So
So
did you check out any other games yesterday at all?
nah, I took my naps.
They took that power. Hey man, I put you on them power naps, man. Told you, especially them over 40 power naps.
Oh yeah,
Man,
oh
they're
yeah,
top notch.
oh yeah, man. I be knocked out, bro. But I tried to, when the Vikings were on, I had, you do the split screen, I
Yeah.
had some games going on and stuff like that. So, but we'll go ahead and segue around the NFL, man.
Yeah. So I watched a little bit of the. I fell asleep on it, but that Lions Rams game, last night was a good game. Hey, it's fun seeing, and I'm not a Lions fan, but man, the Detroit is live right now.
Right.
Like the Ford Field, just everything with Detroit is it's on point. That was a good game.
Yeah, they're ready to go. Yeah, we were doing our podcast. Kobe and I were doing a podcast at the time, so we missed out on most of that. But I did catch like the last few minutes of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted Detroit to lose, obviously. You know what I mean, since they're in our division or whatever. But yeah, they pulled it out, man. They pulled it out.
They did. Hey, and let's touch real quick on that Thursday night game, the Ravens and the Chiefs. That was a crazy ending right there, man. Where he caught the touchdown, but it wasn't a touchdown.
Oh, foot on the line.
Yeah.
Foot on the line. And what Mahomes said next time wear white cleats.
Yeah. The dude was popping off, man. He was like, I still think it's I know it was Lamar Jackson. I still think it's a touchdown. Yeah.
But it clearly wasn't a touchdown.
No.
They got the angle right on there, man. His foot was over the line. I wanted to see the Ravens win too. You know what I mean? I pull for Lamar Jackson. But yeah, they lost that game. They lost that game. He didn't catch the touchdown. Foot on the line, but it was a hell of a play, man.
It was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal play. But
we need to talk about how Lamar missed two wide open receivers, though.
That's my problem with Lamar is, man, he hell of a player, 2-time MVP, all of that. But sometimes, man, he's not as accurate as he needs to be. And I feel like it costs them in certain situations. Like there's certain times where it's like, man, you got to make that throw.
Yeah. And he lost him that game. He lost that game for him because he had one. It was a fade, kind of like a fade to the corner.
Mm-hmm.
He was wide open, missed them, and then the next play after that, the receiver cut across the middle. Boom, he was right there. He missed them.
Yeah.
And then he do that last ball. It was on the line. You know what I mean? And I think it was a little too high too. He had to really go up there and get it. And so by the time he came down, he was too full, too extended too much and couldn't get that foot in. So yeah, I pull for him, but like you said, his accuracy is. You would think, especially by now, Chris, is that he'd be more accurate at this point in his career.
Mm-hmm.
There was some. I know they're calling that legal formation a lot. Whose job is that? Isn't that his job to keep his guys?
It is, but then you also got the offensive coordinator who calling the plays in to Lamar as well. So you got a lot of hands, a lot of chefs in the kitchen. But those players need to know it's their job to know where they're supposed to be at.
Right.
Because some of these playbooks, they're very complex. So some of these cats may not be the brightest. Someone may not be studying their like Michael Vick said, he wasn't studying his playbook. He was going off of raw ability.
Right. Very few people can do that.
Yeah, very, very few. Because I remember he said Dan Reeves was his coach, and he gave him the playbook, and he said Dan Reeves tricked him. Like in the actual playbook, there wasn't anything in there that had anything to do with the plays or anything. He's like, "Did you read the playbook?" He's like, "Oh yeah, coach." He's like, "I'm ready to go." And he's like, "Man, he knew I was lying because there was nothing in there about plays at all." So like, man, murked him.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh wow. Could you imagine if he actually studied the playbook? How awesome he could have been.
Man, forget it. Because like raw ability, there was nobody that could do this. He was ahead of his time. There was nobody at the quarterback position that had that type of speed, and then he could throw it, 65, 70 yards like on a rope.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah. And you still look at it like he still got the numbers.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but didn't he like lose 5 years? Like,
he lost some years, man. That's crazy. He was the Akon, man. I'm locked up. Won't let me out.
Yeah. And he still got numbers the cats ain't hit yet. You know what I mean?
It's unbelievable, man. But let's talk about your boy Tyreek Hill, man. Like I told you, that's worse than getting fired on your day off, man. How you get arrested on the way to the job, man? That's bad.
On the way to the job, bro.
That's bad, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like the more kind of looking into it, I know one of the officers is on administrative leave right now while they're doing their investigation. But from what the information I saw later, this afternoon, is they said, I don't know if he was being combative or being uncooperative. They showed where he didn't roll his window down,
Okay.
but he
Okay.
doesn't necessarily. He didn't necessarily have to roll. That shouldn't require him to be in handcuffs and be on his stomach with a knee in his back. And then I don't know if you saw some of the extended footage of it, but then they got him in cuffs, and then they kind of like they got him up after you had him on his stomach, and then like sternly like sit him down.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh
I
yeah,
did not see that. Oh
yeah.
wow.
And the guy that's covering that for ESPN, Jeff Darling, he was covering. Remember that golfer that got arrested?
Yeah, I remember that.
Scott Scheffler, I believe his name was.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he was
That
there.
sounds right.
Yeah, he was there for that as
Really?
well. Yeah, he was there for both of them.
Talk about wrong place, wrong time twice.
Well, for him, right place, right time. That's good media coverage right there for
True.
ESPN. So
True.
for him,
Oh yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah. He's covering it. Right.
yeah, he's
Right.
covering it. Yeah, so for
Right.
him,
Yeah.
that's perfect place, perfect time. But
Yeah.
he said from what he saw, he said obviously the details have to come out, but from what he saw, like he didn't see where like Tyreek was being, combative or, but again, you gotta wait for all the evidence to come out. But two cases right there. You see how they're
Yeah.
they're adjudicated differently.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on. So I can get a random call. One of those spam calls be coming through. And
Yeah.
it shows up on my computer screen, on my watch.
Oh, I know the
everything.
feeling. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
but yeah. Yeah. And I find it very interesting how that happened. Like you said, it's two people treated completely different. And the golfer, he was kind of combative, right? Like
From what
did
my
he run
understanding,
over somebody or
yeah, I think
like the officer was like on the hood of the car or something?
it was just And what I think is Tyreek, he's flexing. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was a Lambo he was in or whatever.
It looked like a Lambo,
Yeah,
a Ferrari.
They did, they didn't like it. You know what I mean? And
Right.
he probably wasn't. He said he didn't use any profanity or anything like that, but I'm sure they didn't take too kindly to, and he may have been speeding. And here's my thing: if he's speeding, okay, he earned a speeding ticket, give it
Right.
to him. But all that
Right.
extra stuff, that's not necessary.
Right. And I agree. And when I saw the car and I saw them doing it to him, I'm like, it's because of the car. I already know. They don't like seeing that. They don't like to see that.
And do you remember the name Calais Campbell, don't you?
Oh, I know that name very well.
Okay, so he's on the team. He tried to go over, just kind of intervene. They put him in cuffs.
Damn, for
Yeah,
real?
they put him in cuffs.
Holy smokes.
Right.
Wow. See. They
They
don't
was
care
like,
who you are.
They're like, man, you should have just stayed on the bus, man.
Yeah. Right. Facts. You can get it too.
Yes, man, you can get it too, for real.
Wow. That's gonna be your problem. Why they even do that, man? That's gonna be an issue, bro.
It's gonna be a very. And here's I'm all for, like, I don't want to hear about the preferential treatment. Like I said, if you and I were speeding and we get a ticket and we earn that ticket, he should get a ticket too, right? But all that other stuff, again, I just think that's over the top. And I think it's like, I'm gonna show my authority. I'm gonna show you who's in charge. Like you think you're a big time athlete, you're gonna disobey traffic laws or whatever. Now I'm gonna make an example out of you. But the problem is, this day and age, everybody's got a camera phone.
Right.
And that stuff's gonna go viral in just a matter of seconds.
Right. I mean, do you know who this is? Did you pull it over? They knew. You know what I mean? And to do that, knowing that everybody's watching, you know what I'm saying? Like you're on live on everything. It's just, I don't know, man. Just give the guy the speeding ticket and keep it pushing. Even if he copped attitude, I've seen way worse. You know what I mean?
100%.
See way worse or whatever. The person's not. If somebody's upset that they're getting a ticket, you know what I mean, and they're moody, so be it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Give them the ticket and keep pushing it. But just because you wear a badge, it doesn't give you to me, I don't feel it gives you the authority to, do what they do. Pull you out the car, cuff you, slam you in the ground, knee in the back, all that extra stuff.
That was over the top. And again, we're not saying, Tyreek or any athlete, any celebrities above the law. That's not what we're saying. We're saying they do something wrong, address it accordingly. That seemed
Right.
over the top, but there's more details to come, and I want to see what else comes about that. But his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, he's a powerhouse agent in the National Football League. He was like, man, we'll be exploring all options. So,
Good.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's some type of pending litigation or something like that, coming down the pipe.
Yeah. All right. We'll follow that closely and see what happens with that. That's crazy, bro.
Man, so yeah, it is, man. But your boy Dak Prescott had a better day yesterday, man. He got the bag.
He had a great day, man. And came in there, man, dressed to the nines. I see you, Dak. I see you, Dak.
Dak's like, he come in like new money, man. He's
Yeah,
like, man, the ink wasn't even dry on the contract, man. Dak came in fresh to death.
Ooh, fresh to death, like, give me my money.
Right.
I see you, Dak. Man, I was happy for the kid, man.
He takes a beating down here. I mean, he takes nationally too, but he takes a beating, and I get it. He doesn't necessarily ball out in the playoffs,
right?
But it's not. It takes a team to win, but as we know, the quarterback is always going to be the position that gets the most blame. That's just how it is.
Right.
So until he wins in the playoffs, I forgot what the number. I don't know if he's 2-5 in the playoffs or something like that, but it's not good. Yeah,
that's not good at all, man. Yeah, you gotta let's see what Papa Joe said. Kirk Cousins. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about him. I don't.
Yeah.
How did he do? He got his bag like Kirk Cousins? Wait, who's getting paid more? Kirk Cousins or Dak?
Dak is the highest paid player in NFL history.
Shut up.
NFL history, $60 million a year.
Damn. Go ahead, young blood.
Yeah.
Go ahead, nephew. Hey, let Uncle Shotty hold something.
Man, for real.
I'll be Unc.
Yeah. I think he out here in my area too, man. I'll definitely pull up, man.
Hey,
let me preface this. We don't live in the same neighborhood. I'm just saying, like, general area. I don't live anywhere near Dak Prescott. So let's preface that.
I picked up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
I picked up what you're putting down, man. Let's see. 2 picks for Kirk. Did we get 2 picks? He threw 2 picks?
I believe. Yeah, they lost to Justin Fields because your boy Russell Wilson was hurt for the Steelers, so Justin Fields filled in. And that was like an ugly game. I think it was like 18-15 was the score or something. Yeah, man, it was some weird. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, well, they go ahead and keep Kirk Cousins down there then.
Yeah, because my barber is he's a Falcons fan, so we was chopping it up on Saturday, and we'll get to this, but the Eagles and the Falcons play coming up, and I was like, we normally bet, like whatever haircut price is. So like, if I win, I get a free cut. If not, I got to pay him double. And he was like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, what you mean? You've been popping off the whole offseason talking about you finally got a quarterback and Kirk Cousins and all that stuff. Now you don't want to bet. Like, okay, all right, I see what it is.
I see how it is. Yo, that's hilarious. He had no faith in him, huh?
No.
Oh man.
Yeah, none whatsoever.
What's it? Did he have any weapons down there?
Oh no, he's got Bijan Robinson. He's got Kyle Pitts. He's got Drake London. He's got some ballers down there.
Okay.
The offensive line, I'm not sure. Now my barber said the offensive line is nice. But I'm not quite sure. I can't vouch for the offensive line, but he's got weapons around him.
Wow. And do 2 picks. Okay.
Yeah. That's Kirk Cousins for you, man.
Wow. He will do that though.
Oh, 100% he will.
Yeah. He will do that, man. Oh, that's hilarious, man. That's hilarious. But your boy Dak, he played like he getting paid.
CeeDee Lamb got his bag too, man.
CeeDee Lamb got his bag. He was balling. Yeah, man. So good on you, Cowboys. I know you hate the Cowboys.
I do,
but I don't have no beef with them. So go ahead, young stunners.
I mess with Keno all the time. I say, hey, man. I hit him up. I was like, man, we finally locked up Dak, man. It's gonna be a great year for us. He's like, man, I hate you.
You don't got no faith? You got no faith in Dak?
No, he just because I pretend like I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm like,
Oh,
man,
you
this is exactly
stupid.
this is exactly what we needed, man. We got Dak locked up. So
Oh, like you be doing with the big homie.
yeah,
Like,
right.
oh
But you
Lord.
know who's next up is who's really gonna get that bag is Micah Parsons.
Michael. Yeah. It's about time because that defense was killing Kirk Chase. Yeah.
Yes,
I love that nickname too. I
that is.
love it.
Hey, that is low key. That is one of the better nicknames in football.
Yeah,
Remember he had the
definitely.
chains on. He was doing his thing on the airplane and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. You like that?
Yeah.
Yo, I like Kirk Cousins, man. He's a good dude,
Hey,
man.
you know what? But he's a solid player. It's just like
Yeah.
I don't know if he's that guy that's going to get you to the Super Bowl. It's like he'll get you to the playoffs, and
Yep.
you might win a game if you're lucky with him. And it's not
Right.
obvious. Again, it's not always the quarterback. I get it, but
Yeah.
it's just like he's going to get you to that, and then like that's it.
That's it. He gonna have good numbers all season. You know what I mean? His QBR is gonna be decent, but yeah, he only gonna be able to take you so far. You know, there's really no X factor in him. So, but you know, they're saying the same thing about Dak, and he got his bag. So hopefully, you know, he could deliver, man. Do you think if they make it to the NFC Championship game, and even if they lose, if they lose, do you think that people will respect him more as a player or not? Okay.
Yeah, because
At least get to the NFC Championship game.
that'll be a place that they haven't been in years. I don't think that they've been a championship game. It might be since like '96. We were wearing starter jackets back then. You were still wearing cross colors.
Wow.
And FUBU, but
wow, I probably was.
I know.
my parents wouldn't buy me starter jackets or Jordans or nothing like that. No, what? Never.
Yeah.
Nah, it'd be like a knockoff brand that they.
Oh, that bootleg brand.
Yeah. Like if I wanted Nikes, they get me Sykes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why, because they could. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but they were.
I think sometimes they're like, nah, we got my parents. They were they were getting us that stuff. You know what I mean? But
yeah. You were the kids making fun of me. You know
no, stop it. Probably was low key.
What are those?
Yeah. I won't bring up those Steph, but those
where do you think I got it from, man?
I know.
I was raised that way. I thought it was okay. I had to step my Nike game up after that, man. Y'all murked me.
Man, I remember we used to wear them jerseys back in the day in school, man. There was this one cat, man, everybody had their jerseys on, and this dude, he just had like a jersey, man. There was no team logo on there, man, no name on the back. It was just like a red 3. And I remember everybody's like, man, what player is that? What teams he play for?
Why y'all go at him? Why y'all do that?
We're bogus for that.
Y'all bogus. Hey, do you used to check the tags on the back of t-shirt?
Oh yeah, man.
See, after what, I was like after a while, you couldn't really bully me. When I got too big to get bullied, you know what I'm saying? I was okay, but man, it was some rough days, bro. It was some rough days, man. Man, trying to check the back of my stuff with the fake polo. Man, anyway, let's go.
Man, I remember this one dude, man. He had these pair of shoes. They were supposed to be like Nikes. And so I remember someone got on. They were like, man, they just say run on the side.
That's a mess I'd be wearing, bro.
Right.
Oh God! But young Kobe, he had them J's. So
he was
good.
He was a baby of the crew, man. So
yeah, he's the baby of the crew. So yeah, he had them J's, man. Still got them to this day. I go in this house, man. Got a wall full of them. I got like two pair. How do you afford this, man? Like I gotta work on my finances. Talk to my financial advisor, bro.
That right.
Anyway, what we got next, bro?
Man, so we got the 49ers and the Jets tonight, man. What do you think of that?
Man, that's gonna be fun, man. Rodgers is starting, right? He didn't
No, he started, man. Hopefully he makes it longer than one play. Because remember last year, Monday night, he played one play. So, man, hope he played the whole game. So,
man, hopefully, man.
and your boy's not playing. Christian
Who?
McCaffrey, that came right before we went on.
No,
Yeah, went live. Yeah, he's not playing.
he screwed somebody's fantasy team.
Yeah, Keno just texted me about 20 minutes ago. And was like, man, this is whack.
Oh,
McCaffrey's
man.
not playing. Yeah.
Oh, can he put another player in yet?
Unless if he's got somebody that's on San Francisco or the
Yeah.
Jets, but the chances of what's the chances of that happening? You'd have to have like McCaffrey's
Slim.
backup. Yeah,
Yeah.
slim to none.
Yeah. Damn. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, it's rough.
Ooh.
Man, I done seen people lose. Like I lost one year in fantasy on like a tiebreaker. Like I was tied, and all I needed was my kicker. This is a championship game. My kicker got hurt in warmups. Like, man, how you get hurt? Man, I was hot. Lost the league championship. I actually lost to my dad that way. Lost the league championship. Man, I was hot.
Oh no, that's cold-blooded, man. That's cold-blooded. Speaking of your dad, he said, Chris, tell Shy how you held it down in South Dallas. Oh, I gotta hear this. Tell me this story.
I'll tell you off air.
That's off the air.
Yeah.
We can't do that as a digital airwaves.
No, I mean, just ended up going to a gas station in South Dallas, man, and man, I was representing. Not so much.
Did you have an Eagles jersey on?
No.
Oh, okay.
I had my Crocs on though.
Okay, yeah, we'll have to talk about that offline. Okay.
Yes.
My goodness, man.
So who you got tonight though?
Even with McCaffrey out, I got the Niners.
Okay. Man, you know what?
Is it in San Francisco?
Hey, if somebody can in the chat can let us know if that game's in San Francisco or if it's up in New York. I'm not quite sure. But
maybe it's in San Francisco, looks like.
It's in Frisco. I'm gonna go with the Jets. San Francisco, they done had a lot of stuff going on in the offseason with Brandon Ayuk holding out, their left tackle Trent Williams holding out. Like they had a lot of stuff going on. So I'm gonna say the Jets gonna pull it out, man. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say 24-21. I'll say that they'll win on a late field goal.
24-21. Go ahead and reverse that score for the Niners for me because I'm lazy.
Okay. We'll roll with that. We'll roll with that.
What is it? Chris, you had on white Crocs controlling. What an INSF was that? Oh, okay. He's telling in San Fran. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Pops. That's funny. You got to tell me this story. Because that had been the last trip they were down here.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Why you get out quiet?
No, I was listening to what you were saying. I'll fill you in. I'll fill you in.
Okay.
Hey, so let's look at next week. So San Francisco is coming up to Minnesota to play the Vikings. That's a noon game. What's your prediction, man? Is Sam Darnold, man? Is he gonna continue that hot streak?
If McCaffrey can keep his ass on the bench, Vikings guaranteed 21-17.
What if McCaffrey plays?
Vikings will win that game. Vikings will win that game, man. It might be like 31-21, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, you represented him. He proud of his seed. Okay.
All right.
I say you've been in the weight room.
Man, I've been hitting. I was in there this morning, man. So
there you go.
But
what you got,
man? It's so hard because we haven't seen tonight's game, but just for the sake, the sake of the show, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go with the Vikings. I'm gonna say 24-17.
Okay. Even if McCaffrey plays,
McCaffrey, he might be, with him sitting out, and then it's gonna be a short week, right? So they playing tonight. They may hold him out. This injury may be more severe than they're letting on because I think it's a calf injury.
Okay.
And I don't know if they're going to want to, give him his full slate of carries and touches. So, and they ran him kind of in the ground last year, man. He had a lot of usage. You may start to see him slip a little bit. So I think the Vikings can pull that out.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And then
I like it.
It's Monday night game, man. the Falcons. Kirk Cousins is going up to Philly. He's going to the link, man, to play in front of those sweet Karen fans up there in Philadelphia.
Those
So
sweet
they'll give him a gracious welcome to Philadelphia.
Oh man, they hate him. They hate him in Philly, man. When he's with the Commanders and with the Vikings,
Yeah.
he does not play well there.
No, he doesn't. And I hope that trend continues.
What you let's see here, man. Yeah, especially after that performance that he had Sunday, I think Philly takes that, man. Philly probably wins 31-10.
I got man, you're right. You said third. I'm gonna say Philly wins. I'm gonna say 28-14. I think they can win by a couple of touchdowns. Maybe a late pick to extend it. Where they're up by 7, and then Kirk Cousins does Kirk Cousins thing sometimes. Man, throws that late pick, and they get a pick 6, or puts them down there, and then Barkley ends up running it in 5-yard line, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Easy work. Yep. Gotcha. All right, man. We got one more thing on the docket, bro.
Oh yeah, man. I threw this in. So did you hear the Anthony Edwards slander out of his mouth
About the skilled players deal?
Yeah, about Jordan and the skill players and all that. I know you're loving that.
I heard it. We done with the 80s and the 90s. We done with it.
That dude need to go. He wasn't even born when these cats was playing. That's stuff I don't cats that did not watch basketball in the 80s or 90s or weren't born that's talking like that. So for those that don't know, Anthony Edwards said Michael Jordan was the only skilled player back in the 80s. Was it 80s and 90s, or was it the 80s?
He's said back then.
Back then. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and say 80s and 90s.
Right.
Which is wild.
Wow.
Bro, that is crazy.
In a league that had Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas.
Pull up Dominique Wilkins highlights.
Oh man, what?
Oh, man, stop it.
Stop. Scottie Pippen.
Clyde Drexler.
Clyde the Glide.
Got 40-something inch verticals, man. Like, it's just wild. Larry Johnson. I mean, we could go on. Larry Johnson was like a 6'6" power forward. Look how big Charles Barkley was. All the dunking and the dribbling and all that stuff. It's like it's insane. Like I said, this generation right here, they're more skilled.
Right.
I've said that. I said the older generation.
Said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. B Hall fumble, 49 recover. Giving us the updates. Thank you.
Yep. So I've always said I think those guys back then were more fundamentally sound because they were less athletic.
Right.
Like I feel like if you go back and look at like the 60s and 70s, those guys are probably more fundamentally sound because they got more athletic in the 80s and the 90s.
Right.
So these guys can rely because think about you see some of these guys in the league, right? All they can do is dunk, or they can jump high, but the skill set, you know what I mean? You don't necessarily see that as far as from a fundamental standpoint.
Right.
And
the game was different too, right? I mean,
100%.
Like there's certain things they do now that they would call traveling back then.
Man, just in how the defense was played, you could hand check, like them dudes was. And I remember David Stern watched the interview. He said he let too much go, or there was too much aggression in the 80s. If he could go back in time, he would have reversed some of that. But you look at some of those Knicks teams and those Pistons teams and your Milwaukee Bucks. I mean, there were some rugged teams back in some of those Celtics teams were they were dirty too. Like
they're all big time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I just think, and I'm a big Anthony Edwards fan, but sometimes I think he's getting to the point like he's starting to feel himself.
Mm-hmm. And
it was a guy that was talking. It was Eddie Johnson. He used to play in the NBA. He was like, I like Anthony Edwards. He's like, but he's talking a lot. And he's like, he uses this analogous. He was like, you ever have like your favorite ice cream or whatever, and he's like, and then you have too much of it, and you're like, I don't want any of it for a while. He's like, that's what Anthony Edwards is starting to be like. Right. Like he's all, he's saying stuff and it's kind of wild, and he's got that personality, but he's gonna start to wear on people because now when the season starts, we're going to want to see him ball out, and we're going to see the Timberwolves going to need to advance further in the playoffs.
Right.
Like you're supposed to be like an aircraft carrier, franchise carrier. So,
So you need to. I mean, you need to make it to the finals.
Yeah.
At this point, you know what I'm saying? At this point, they have to go to the finals because you made it to the Western Conference Finals, right?
You
Right.
got to
Yeah.
take the next step.
So you got to take the next step, especially if you're talking all that stuff. And you can talk all that crap if you can back it up.
Correct.
But what happened in the Western Conference Finals? Where were you?
You were tired. You could tell dude ran out of gas, bro. You could tell.
Yeah, and he admitted it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear about none of that stuff, man. I like Anthony Edwards, and I like the game better now than then. You know what I mean? To me, it's more fun to watch. But
right for you, and I get it for you. I liked it back then because
right.
I thought they played more defense back then.
Mhm.
I'm not a fan of just coming out and jacking up threes, but I get it from a aesthetic standpoint and entertainment. It looks better.
It does.
It looks better. So
yeah.
You know, like what Curry did in the Olympics as an example, that I get that excitement right there.
So. Right. Absolutely. So, but different show for different folks. Pause. But, but yeah. So I mean, he just needs to. He's not a student of the game, and it just is what it is. I mean, his favorite player is Kevin Durant. That tells you all you need to know.
I mean, and what is Anthony Edwards like? 22, 23 years old, or whatever the case.
He's a baby. You know what I'm saying? He's like 22.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's just, so
yeah.
But we'll see though. We'll see. But yeah, man, we're gonna be back at it next Monday. Same time, same place.
Yep. I can't wait. That was good because we were gone for a couple of weeks. Just had some things going on, but we're back, baby.
We are back. We're back. We appreciate everybody that tapped in, and I got a couple text messages that people that were on as well. So we appreciate everybody. And if you didn't get a chance, go check out the go stream it on YouTube, man. We greatly appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Go Vikes, go, baby. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, man. Bro, get out of here, man. Go watch the game.
All right, my man. Have a good rest of your evening, brother.
All right, you too.
Peace. All right, now.